As I begin this, I'd like to share with you guys that I'm currently awaiting some big time rejection. Maybe sort of like being in high school and asking a girl out to the prom who you know is like 3 tier levels in terms of popularity above your weight class. Yeah, sort of like that type of rejection, except not in relation to any type of a female, in relation to a vehicle, in relation to a truck. I'm actually currently trying to buy a new truck and probably moments away from learning my fate as to whether or not I'm going to be able to get it or not. But anyways, that ain't got shit to do with what I want to share with you guys today. And in fact, today, I want to share with you guys 10 reasons to not fight while serving time in prison. Now, some of these may also be used as an excuse to maybe try to not have to fight while serving time. But the fact remains, I've mentioned it a million times here, while serving time, there's a high likelihood that you probably will at some point, maybe not every day, but maybe for some, they might have to fight every day. At some point, you are going to probably have to fight. And I guess my reason and rationale for sharing this particular video with you is to not try to make it seem like you're being soft, but maybe more importantly, to make you think about some reasons why you probably ought to try to avoid having to fight while serving time. Not every situation is going to be cause for putting the DBs up and having to throw them monies. Ta, 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 bing, bong, bing, bing, bong. Meanwhile, all of that looks good what you're doing, but your head the entire time is just like this. Eating them joints. No defense at all. You know, there is some good, I guess, that could come from fighting while serving time. You get some recognition, you get some rec, you get some respect. That's actually something they refer to fighting as, catching wreck. Hey, yo, you trying to catch wreck, stick man? You trying to catch some wreck? You trying to hit that river dance? Hey, you trying to hit that two-step? You trying to make the feet shuffle? Anyways, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time with an introduction here. What do you say we go ahead and we done? That's my little bubble being burst, thinking that a guy like me could ever stand a chance with a truck like what I'm actually trying to get right now. Head first up into this video. My God, Joe, that was so sad. You deserve a good truck, Joe. I've seen what you drive. That shit is a hoopty. Hey, no it's not. I like my Dodge. But it's a work truck. I'd like to have a nicer truck. Number 1 on this list. Hey, if you fight while serving time, there's a good chance you could get hurt. And I'm talking like seriously hurt, if not even worse, maybe even killed. You know, a jail, a prison, they're pretty much a concrete jungle. Concrete floors, you got metal stairs, stainless steel tables and bench areas. Fall and hit your head on one of those if you want to. You're gonna be waking up hitting the Lady Gaga. Hey, you good, man? You good? You just fell off the top tier, stick man, you good. Guard. Matter of fact, that's another good point to bring up. You might have to jump off of a top tier in an effort to try to evade capture or an ass kicking. Break both of your legs hitting the ground. You ever seen a guy jump off of a top tier in an effort to try to get away from the wreck? Whoa, hey, what y'all doing? Hey, why the hands up? Hey, why the hands up, man? I'm just trying to go to the shower, man. I ain't trying to catch no, you know what? I'm out of here. Hit that joint in slow motion. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch some guys. I think about it every night and day. 'Cause in prison is where I stay. That's R. Kelly's remix. Y'all heard that? Number 2, get to fighting if you want to. Get away with it. You got lucky enough to evade capture. You didn't get caught by the guards. Not at first, at least. But you know, they could be walking around doing counts, see you with both of your eyeballs swollen shut, talking about, damn, what happened to you, though? I don't want to talk about it. I fell down the stairs. Don't ask me. Don't make me tell you. Hey, I'm over here. You're talking to the plant. Look. Now, ultimately, it's not a guarantee that you would have to snitch, but you could certainly be asked to snitch. Like I said, you get away with fighting maybe initially, but eventually you get caught because maybe somebody else told, and they're coming up to you questioning, hey, who did this to you? Tell me who hurt you. I'm not gonna protect you. I mean, they only pay me what they pay me. Shit, Amazon drivers are making more than guards these days, but damn, I'm just curious to know. He must have hit you with the double fist. Bing! Hey, let me know at least what day it happened on. That way I can go get the tape, roll that bitch back, film that on my phone, and upload that shit to TikTok. I actually see quite a bit of that these days. And you know, here's an interesting point to mention with being asked to snitch or being put in a position where you could have to snitch, whether you do or you don't. Just having the guards talking to you, whoo, boy, hey, some people gonna think that you did. And again, if somebody else told, and then they come talk to you and you like, hey, man, hey, I keep it a buck, I keep it a stack, I keep it 1,000. I'm not telling y'all nothing. Police, do your job. Do your job. Go look at the cameras on Sunday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Somebody else could have told. The whole thing. They come talk to you. You don't want to give up the goods, but they already know because Stickman done told already. And they still lock dude up and it still looks like you snitched. And what does all this stem behind? Fighting. And I'm trying to tell you why you shouldn't. Attaboy. Number 3, you could lose. Ain't nothing like losing a fight. You know, we've talked about it here in the past, win, lose, or draw, so long as you go. Hi-ya! The fuck was that, boy? You were trying to cast a spell on that man? What was that? What, were you trying to dunk that joint? Airball. As long as you go, you could get the clout, the respect. Hey, don't mess with Stickman right there. He may look like Harry Potter mixed with Lord of the Rings and the Schmeagle, but hey, he'll put them little joints up. In a lot of cases, that is true. However, fight the wrong one and lose. You know, there's dudes who don't want to fight homosexual guys in prison because they don't even want to risk it. They don't even want to risk taking the L. And a lot of them dudes, hey boy, they throw them DBs, literally. Shared a story many moons ago, many times probably, but I'll share it again. You know, there was a guy that I knew, good friend of mine, who got in an altercation with Peaches. Peaches was about to put the hands on the man and dude had to cop hella plea. Yo, please. Accept this plea bargain that I bring to you, Peaches. I don't want no problem. I don't want no problem. You already 7 feet tall, looking like Andre the Giant in this bitch, with a doobie wrap. I did not mean any disrespect. Tell you what, as a sign of good faith, I give you my lunch tray. I'm not giving you that though. No, there's no milkshakes on the yard. No, Peaches. I want to keep my milkshake. Holy shit balls, that got dark. Some L's that you could take, some losses. You may not ever be able to live those down. Go even further, you got beat up by the right one. Damn, you say, hey boy, Peaches, boy, Peaches put that dude in the small package, if you get my drift. We about to call you Little Package Stain. Little Package Stain? Sort of like Little Pakistan. Little Package Stain. Little Package Stain. I don't know what I was trying to do right there. Probably missed on all fronts. Speaking of a nickname that could arise from getting your ass kicked, coming in at number 4 on this list, you could shit yourself. Little Dookie Stain. Little Shitty Pants. And you know, the first thing that I want to say is there really shouldn't be all that much embarrassing to it. Okay, so what? What did you really do? You got in a fight, at least you went. And you got hit in the kidney and the grippers just let go. They just let go. It's a natural occurrence. So what? It happens every day, every day. Imagine that. At least one time per day, every single day. Probably more than that, maybe 1,000 times per day. I'm not talking about babies, I'm talking about grown folks. Shit themselves. So it shouldn't come as any surprise that you could do so while fighting. However, when you do so while fighting in jail or prison, when you get done and they picking you up off the ground, or you're picking yourself up off of the ground, or both of y'all is picking yourselves up off of the ground, and everybody's like, damn, hey boy, them dudes was going. Them dudes was going. Them dudes was going. What's that? Hey, what's that right there? What's that? Hey, somebody dropped the Snickers bar? Oh, no. Who did that? Somebody done shit themselves. And you could too, if you get to fighting while serving time. And that's why it's not a good idea. Number 5, What if you win the fight? We've been talking so much about losing and shitting yourself, getting put in a little package stain, peaches, things of that nature, fighting the right one with the wrong time and getting, be in a situation that you can't never live down. What if you win though? Could problems arise from you winning a fight while serving time? Absolutely. You win a fight with the wrong person, that shit could lead to way more problems. Now you got the whole set after you. Now you gotta worry about getting jumped. Now you gotta sleep with one eye open. Sometimes it might be better to just take the L. Okay, I'm gonna let you win this joint, cause you're a blood. Don't ever do that. Hit that joint with everything that you got and tell them, I'll take all of you on. You don't want to see my superpowers. Yeah, I've got the snitchitis. Come at me if you want to, bro. Don't make me push P. Don't make me push P. Whatever that means, pushing P? It's like some new saying. I've got no idea what that means. Number 6, speaking of winning a fight and leading to more problems, here's another one. What if you win, you done beat the shit out of dude, you got the utmost respect on the rec yard, they thinking that you Muhammad Ali up in this joint now. But you done beat dude bad. So bad, you done crushed not only his pride and his spirit and his fight game, but also his skull. And now you facing a street charge. Hey, that could be an excuse right there to not fight. Don't make me do what I'm going to do to you because I can already prophesize and envision. I can see it. I can see it in fruition. What's going to happen if I put these hands on you? These joints ought to be registered. These joints ought to be registered. You was just trying to stand your ground. Well, now you got to stand it for 5 more years because they took your ass back to court. Don't fight. Heal the world. Make it a better place. For you and for me and for however the rest of that song goes. Have you ever heard that? Heal the world. It's a Michael Jackson song, I think. I remember being in elementary school, traumatized for life. We were doing a musical and we had to sing that song. That probably didn't age well. Be a lover, not a fighter. Just not in prison, though. Just be neither, okay? Hey, yo, I ain't no fighter, I'm a lover. What you mean you taking your pants off? Oh, God, no. Let's fight. Let's fight instead. Number 7, reason not to fight while serving time. Let's say you lose. Let's say this fight was an exhibition match to see what you was really built like. Let's say you fared exactly the way that everybody thought that you would fare. You got your ass kicked, you got no fight game about yourself, and you soft, you were kicking and screaming, calling for mommy, curled up in the fetal position. What good could actually come from that? Could anybody even use the rationale and say, well, at least he went. Win, lose, or draw, like they may say, not in this case. Sometimes fighting could put on full display the fact that you ain't really about it. And maybe you could end up getting extorted afterward. Excuse me, senior blood member here. Yeah, how you doing? I noticed yesterday that you got beat up pretty bad. You were kicking and screaming, crying. You were crying. I'm here to let you know we're taking everything. We're here to take everything. This is like an eviction, except you can stay. We're just gonna take all the commissary, your shoes, any clean pair of boxers that you may have. That's a brand new Talon washcloth, isn't it? Go ahead and hand that over too. You now have to give up everything that you own to be up in here. Saw a video on TikTok this morning, as a matter of fact, of a guy being, extorted so bad because he was just so soft. They had him living underneath of the bunk. They were beating the shit out of him all the time. It's nothing funny about that. It's just crazy because I feel like they got that from a book. There's an old hood book I remember reading where, they used to put people up underneath of the bunk. That's actually been something that, from the yesteryears of incarceration right there. So kind of good to see that that's still taking place. Go to jail or prison if you want to. You might be sleeping underneath of a bunk, underneath of some guy's bunk. Number 8 on this list, you could end up getting transferred to a much worse prison. I remember being at Indian Creek, a level 2. It was soft. It was somewhat sweet. Not the worst place to have to serve time at, even though you had to group and do a bunch of things that a lot of people didn't enjoy doing. But because it was a level 2 and dudes were trying to go extra hard just because of that, off strength, I guess is how you say it. They was trying to be extra hard because they was at a level 2. Maybe in their mind feeling like they belonged at a higher level. They're a convict. They ain't no inmate. You're 20 years old, dude. You never have done time before. I don't think that that's a statement you can actually make. But the gang activity was high there, sometimes often comical. And you would see these dudes trying to jump people in the chow hall, sometimes beating the shit out of people in the chow hall, not only catching a street charge, catching a mob assault charge as well, and then being shipped off to a higher level prison. We'll never forget this for as long as I live. I was at Haynesville getting ready to get shipped to Indian Creek, unbeknownst to me, from one level 2 to another. I was in the hole. I was in the hole for being told on for the umpteenth time for tattooing. Joe just wasn't gonna listen. I was gonna tattoo back during this part of my incarceration. The guy beside me, man, was so rah-rah, hootie in the blowfish, yelling, banging, kicking the door. Yeah, I'm about that life back here in isolation. Yeah, boom, 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 flood the cell, flood the cell. Well, I had no idea what this idiot was back there for. I just assumed that it was some run-of-the-mill whatever, maybe some sort of a fight. Hell, I had no idea. But I remember this one day, they were coming by, the counselor was saying, hey, you're going here, you're going there. They were transferring everybody who was back in isolation. I guess they was trying to get rid of the problematic prisoners. I was one of them at the time, but not for the rah-rah, just for the tattooing. They went to him first and they said, hey, Lil Dookie Stain, or whatever dude's name was, they said, you're getting transferred tomorrow. And he was like, yeah, that's what's up, yeah. And they told him where he was going. I can't remember where it was. It was some higher, it was Sussex. That's right, it was Sussex. Sussex is a level 4. Dudes is getting killed on Sussex. They said, Lil Dookie Stain, you're going to Sussex. And dude was like, what? Sussex? No, you cannot, no way. No way, I'm not supposed to go to Sussex. Hey, I'm trying to stay. I'm not trying to go for real now. This dude was emotional, to say the least. And I'm focusing so much on what's going on right there because I could have swore this dude was a gangster. But hey, finding out he was going to a place where people die, G-checked the mess out of this dude. And then they came to me and told me I was going to Indian Creek. And I did pretty much the same thing. What? I'm not trying to go Indian Creek. They be programming over there. I heard they ain't even got no coffee. What the fuck? And so the both of us were on the bus crying the next morning, not wanting to go where they were shipping us off to. So fight if you want to, but realize you do so at your own peril and risk. Number 9, simple enough. You could end up going to isolation. Nobody wants to go to the hole. The hole is the worst time that you can serve while serving time. You're back there, you're alone. Sometimes you're stripped butt ball naked. Sometimes they're taking your mat. Sometimes they got some torture type methods that they use for punishment. One cell that I remember was called the timeout cell. This was a cell that they put you in with no toilet. Just a concrete block box. I think, rumor had it, there was a hole in the floor, if I can remember correctly. So you're back there with a hole in the floor, that's your toilet. No mat, no bunk, no nothing, no concrete slab. You are literally sitting back there gonna shit and piss in the floor. Same place you're gonna lay it down at. Go back to that timeout cell if you want to. You're gonna come out smelling like all sorts of fecal matter. My God, is that doo-doo on the side of your cheek right there? Nah, it's war paint stick, man. You know where they just had me at? They had me in the timeout cell. War paint, come on now. Number 10 on this list, let's go ahead and get to the end of this. Hey folks, I hope this was a video you guys enjoyed. If I missed anything, as always, leave a comment down below and let me know what I forgot to mention as a reason not to fight while serving time, because X, Y, or Z could happen to you. But coming in finally on this list, just like going to the hole, maybe even just as bad, is losing privileges. Ain't nothing like getting your ass kicked, getting extorted, then you also lost phone time, rec time, and commissary, which don't even matter because they're already taking all of that from you. And also loss of good time as well. So maybe not in all cases will you catch a street charge, but in pretty much almost all cases, get to fighting, get caught, lose some privileges, and also lose some of that good time as well. Have a release date go from this month to 3 months in the future. And ain't nothing like getting to that original release date, because it happened to me, and realizing I should have just been following the fucking rules in here. Because now I gotta wait 3.5 more months before I go home. Hey, look, that's it. I hope this was a video you guys enjoyed, and if it was, hey, leave a comment and a like letting me know exactly what you thought about this. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!